So I wanted to kind of record this so we can
Okay.
like show others if we do like it.
Yeah. Oh, I should get my little avatar set up, shouldn't I?
Well, mine's not really set up either. At least we have like different colored jerseys or something.
So have you done events on this yet?
Yeah, I did. I did. I've done a couple races. Um, so what's what's killed me is so I've always done them at work, and I have my front derailleur locked into the big chain ring.
Yeah.
And so when you do events, they fix your trainer difficulty at 100%. So like in in my so I have a 53 and then I have a 1223 on the cassette. So when we were hitting those super steep gradients, I was at like 20 RPM. It was
So basically, then you're better off on a cheap trainer on this, then, which can only simulate up to 7%.
yeah, or utilize or my small chain ring.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I like that you can click erg mode on and off.
yeah, no, it's
Can you do that in a race?
no erg mode's not available.
I remember back in the days of the beat, you could just click on erg on an event like this, uh, break free of the, spin the thing up, break past that resistance, and then you're into that nutty spiral in your top gear, averaging like 450 watts. It was a bit silly.
Oh, well, so what's difficult with erg mode, because they try to do like power matching, or not power matching, but they try to, like, if like right now my power meter's set, right?
Yeah.
So it has a difficult time of trying to lock into that wattage. So you can kind of feel like the resistance oscillating.
So why does it do that?
Uh, because the control loop is so typically when it oscillates, your like your proportional component of the control loop is too aggressive. But if you don't do that, like, yeah, yeah, you're doing the whole ERG to your power meter when your trainer has its own internal loop is really hard, because what the game is doing is saying, okay, power meter saying 240, let's nudge up your resistance, and so like it might not nudge it up quick enough. So and that'd be like a small like P coefficient. So
Right.
it's hard. There's no adaptive tuning, so they just have like a fixed coefficient. So what it will tend to do, unless you're like really smooth or your power source is, let's say it's very like it like averages stuff out, is you're gonna overshoot and undershoot constantly. So it's gonna oscillate, and you'll feel it in the trainer. You'll set the ERG to 280. You'll be at 290 forever, and then he'll kind of come down, and it may never reach like 280. So you're just sitting there and you try to slow down. You go to 260, and then you feel the resistance kick up, and you go right back to 290, 300. Versus if the trainer,
So it's not smooth.
Yeah, for one, because it can't react as quick as what your trainer can. Your trainer's, reading force, 100 times a second.
Yeah.
Versus the game is reading it 1 time a second, So.
Yeah. So does it differ from Zwift in that way?
No, Zwift, you have the same challenges, though. I think Zwift, their algorithm may be a little bit better. Their coefficients might be better tuned in it. So, who knows?
Yeah. One thing is you on this, you can't see the other people's watts either.
No.
Which is good in a way because you can't in real life. So you can't see the orange numbers being thrown down. You can't flag each other if somebody's obviously not legitimate, however, I guess, but...
Yeah. Alright, so one thing I want you to feel for is when you get my draft, see if you feel the resistance of the trainer change. If you're ever going to get in there.
There we go.
There you are.
Yeah.
So your RPM, your cadence should have stayed the same, and you should have felt the power decrease.
Yeah.
Resistance. Yeah.
I can't stand the draft though. Yeah, off you go again.
Yeah. So, all right. Okay, you do all right. So, our goal. Wait. So, what's the elapsed time for you?
It dropped 6 minutes. 6 meters. The elapsed time is 10:24.
Okay. So we want to finish this course in less than an hour and 40 minutes. Hour and 30 minutes would be awesome.
Yeah.
So.
Right. It's in here. Remaining is 1:33.
Yep. So that means we gotta go faster, and I'll let you pull, and I'm gonna see how well I can stay in the draft. This might be a good way for you to learn.
Or pretend that I've already warmed up then.
Well, you've warmed up for 10 minutes. I usually only get a 30-second warm-up prior to a Zwift race.
Yeah.
My longest warm-ups ever are during Matt's rides.
Okay.
Yeah, because we're just sitting there like bullshitting, waiting to get our asses stomped.
Oh, I'm putting past you. Come on, get back in the draft. There it is.
There you go. All right, I'll sit on your wheel.
I suppose being in front, me being in erg mode would help in this.
Nope, no erg mode. So we just want to get used to, trying to maintain that rhythm, whether you're pulling or whether you're drafting.
Watts are fluctuating a bit.
That's fine. It's really not looking at numbers. Well, like for instance, for me in the draft, and just make that connection with, you're up there, and just making my legs move faster or slower. What kind of power are you putting out right now?
340. Yeah.
So I'm putting out about 230.
Okay.
240. Kind of give you a feel for.
Sounds about right.
See, what's kind of fun about this is it just feels like we're on like a little two-man ride, right?
Yeah.
There's not like a bunch of distraction. Like I even enjoyed this solo.
Yeah, I did ride. Well, I briefly loaded up Beagle. I didn't have any time to play around with it. But I did a solo on the tax app. But the same thing, it was just, it's just like, it's just a bit of a change. But on the meetups, of course, we could do this anyway.
Yeah, but
if we're going to meet up on Swift, we could hide the rest of the world and only see each other on it.
See, my issue with Zwift at the moment is it just feels like I've done it so much,
Yeah.
Like I get a real sense like of how long I've been sitting on the saddle, because I know if I do a lap of Watopia Hilly, that's 14 minutes. So
yeah.
4 times that, 52 minutes. Like.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. If you're going to do anything at the same time, same way as I get bored of doing the same route outside all the time, it's nice to have a change. It'd be nice if they updated the rider animation, though. It feels very 2-second looped, and it's got this weird bum cheek slide on the saddle.
What, your butt cheeks don't move like that?
Only when I got an itch.
Well, actually what's interesting is the rider animation is dependent upon your FTP. Good God, dude. Why can't you get in the draft? This is why you get murdered in races.
Well, sticky draft helps a bit, doesn't
it? Yeah, but you seem to not do well with that either.
No.
Because sticky draft doesn't keep your watts down. I mean, just for comparison, look at how long I was in the draft versus your 2.3 seconds in the draft.
Oh, does it give you that information?
No. I'm being a sarcastic butthole.
Oh, I see. Well, if anything's nicely synced up, it's our animated butt cheek slide.
Yeah. At least our stats in sync.
Come on. Could it be that I've got the power meter as a power source on Beagle?
It doesn't matter. like I said, you know, try not to make it so difficult. You know, look at the guy in front of you. If he's slipping away,
Yeah.
you know, put some watts in. Pretend
Whether
it's...
I should change camera angle. Right. Let's see.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Come on.
All right. Your turn to pull, buddy.
Wow, feels like I've already pulled.
Yeah, I know. See, this is how you're gonna learn. You know, there's consequences to not being able to sit in the draft. Because if you can master this, you'll be able to surf the Zwift Peloton much smoother. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, there's no indication whether I'm going too hard.
But there shouldn't be. I mean, why make it so effing difficult? Just like, you know.
I keep going past you or finding that I'm dropping by 6 meters. 6 meters again, for God's sake.
All right, you go up front.
It is generally like being on the B chord on Zwift.
Oh my gosh. All right, you pull. You pull. I'm gonna show you how it's done, buddy. All right, more watts. Get up there. Take your pull. Hard elbow. Throw an elbow. Oh. See, that animation's cool, huh?
Yeah, we stand up and power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See? Locked in, man. So, when you go out front of me, when you try to slow down, what do you do? Do you stop pedaling?
Ease off.
Yeah, you may just... And I think that's what you do in Zwift. I think you accelerate too hard and you ease too much. Like, I don't know if there's a happy medium.
Yeah, there must be. I'm doing something wrong.
It just takes time and maybe a little bit more hand and eye coordination.
Well, one of the things. Yeah.
All right.
One thing that the lag and the trainer is going to help with the power meter, at least with the power box, it's a bit more, while not instant, it's a bit more immediate.
I'm pulling.
Yeah.
All right.
So, no, sit down. What are you doing? Bye again. Yeah, overtake, why not?
That's fine. You know, when you...
At least I'm not 20 meters off the back.
That's the truth.
Oh, what was I saying?
All right, I'll let you come around.
.300 average so far.
Good job.
What are you at?
Oh, I don't know. 246?
Right, so I'm still pushing a bit hard.
Yeah, but mine's going to be skewed because I was like noodling around.
Right.
Not moving, but it was, I think it just counts my warm-up time or something. I don't know.
Okay.
For better or worse, there's lots of gradient changes in this game,
Yeah.
which is good because it keeps the variation going. So
Perhaps I should be testing the draft out and getting used to that on the velodrome.
no way.
I've got a little way to go to get used to this time in the morning.
Oh, I bet.
So how's the little one at the moment?
He's doing pretty good. Yeah, he's a happy little guy.
You guys recovering?
Oh, we're getting better. I think his schedule's finally adapting to ours.
That's pretty quick.
All right, your turn. What kind of watch are you putting out?
420.
Yeah.
Oh, it's coming down. Pointed up for.
Oh.
340, 350, 360, yeah.
Oh, you silly goose.
Oh, I'm easing up.
Just let me know when you want me to pull, buddy.
Yeah, go on, man.
Okay.
Oh, I wasn't going to slot in behind you. Okay. What are you doing now?
340.
Me doing my best. 10 meters.
What kind of watch are you putting out right now?
Went down to 320 briefly.
Yeah.
I'm up to 380 now. 360.
Alright, I'm at 330 ish.
What's difficult is you're easing off and then the resistance eases off. So you've got even less resistance to push against. At the moment, I prefer the Swift drafty model, believe it or not, because at least while the resistance doesn't change, at least the effort I need to put out for the speed does. So I can at least change that with gears.
Well, so what's funny
at the moment
is the resistance dropping actually helps you feather into the draft. Because you're like, oh, I'm going to change gears. That's a manual process. This is letting you know, both visually and via haptic feedback, that you're in the draft.
Yeah. That was almost 10 seconds. I'm in the draft. He's good. Oh. Ah. Doing so well.
All right, your turn. Maybe your wife will let you take a nap today. Maybe you'll go to sleep when I go to sleep.
It's a cunning plan to change my body clock to match yours.
Yeah, this clock sucks.
So do I get a draft benefit as well, being on the front?
You know, I don't know.
There's that car again. Audi A3.
Oh, where?
The one silver car that's copy pasted.
Oh, I'll have to look for it. Oh, that's the Audi A3?
Oh, I missed it, probably. It's like a 1990s one.
Yeah. I want like a 1998 BMW,
Yep.
like
Oh yeah.
3 Series. That's like, it's like my dream car.
Yeah. What, a saloon or a touring?
A what?
Or an estate? Or the X-Drive?
1990. I've never heard of those terms with the BMW in the States.
You've never seen an estate BMW?
What the hell is that?
Station wagon or...
Oh. No, well, maybe. You know, we don't get all the same models that you guys have.
Nah. I've never owned a BMW.
My wife was gonna let me buy a Subaru WRX.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. And she's like,
It's a family car,
huh?
you know. It's a family car.
That's what I said.
Or you can get an estate version of that as well.
You can, yeah. Well, they don't make a WRX hatchback anymore.
You call it a hatchback?
Yeah. But estate's cool. I'm gonna call that. Like next time I go to the dealership, I'm like, I would like to see your estate.
If you want to sound really pretentious, you can call it a shooting brake. Because the estate version of the car, as far as I'm aware, became popular from those with big manor houses, acres and acres of land, who used to go out hunting, and the cars that were available didn't have room in the back for their guns, their dogs, and their game, so would pay to have a vehicle coatworks built, and it was always one of these. It was always like an Aston Martin or something pretentious, you know. Like you look at some of the shooting brake Ferraris. There's always the people with a lot of means.
1 second. Oh.
And then the estate became more popular when they realised, oh, you can chuck hay in the back. But a hatchback is usually a car without a boot, rather than a car with a boot, which has the boot part filled over.
Hey.
So the hatchback is really smaller.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So you imagine physically cutting the boot off and then filling up the hole. There you go, hatchback. Whereas in the state, this is the length of the car. Let's fill up that bit above the boot with usable space.
Yeah. No, I gotcha. So, that's about the same thing. Yeah, you're right.
You've had those things since,
Yeah, so
what,
like,
60s maybe?
yeah, like, well, I mean, we have, so like Subaru-wise, like you'd have, like the Subaru Impreza would be a hatchback, more or less, and you'd have the Subaru Legacy wagon, which would be, you know, the estate where it's much more roomy. And then you have what we drive is a minivan.
Yeah. That's the state with the front cut off.
Yeah.
Go on, man.
Okie dokie. Fuck. Dude, I'd hate to be in a breakaway with you. God damn.
I know, I just wouldn't be able to.
No. It's just like, you're just like throwing like 360 on the front just forever. Well, I can do that. I've been riding with guys like Daffin too long. Just don't have big engines, so when they're pulling, I'm like at like 230.
Oh, yeah, but with that 230, he's managed to get some speed though, hasn't he?
Oh.
Or is it different on this?
Nah. So he's not like small and fast. When all I'm saying is like when he's pulling, when I sit in the draft, it's, dude, I'm like at zone 1.
Alright. Is that on Zwift?
Yeah. The only other guy I've rode with on here is Bjorn Ossenbrink.
Right. Is there just not much interest or what?
Well, you know, most
or is
of,
it reasonable times?
I think, well, so part of it is, you know, most of us Zwift, we race, you know?
Yeah.
And, you know, it's, for better or worse, we like to race against some familiar names and, you know,
Yeah.
be cool, you're starting over, but I like to use be cool as a nice break from racing. This is fun.
Yeah, this is just like meeting up and having a little ride around the scenery.
With people cheering us on.
Yeah. Oh, that's careless. It's really hard. Once I start slingshotting through and I ease off slightly, it's not possible to come back. That's strange. It's like such a fine art to get into the draft and you think you've got it. And then, something happens where your cadence spins at 140.
But
distracts you for a moment.
The thing about this, Toby, is this is just going to help.
3 seconds off. Who in the real world would ever do that by accident?
Well, who in the real world would push out more watts in the draft than the dude on the front? You know what I'm saying, Toby?
Yeah.
Because
true.
Every race, I'm like, I saw you pull twice, but your watts are like way above mine. I'm like,
yeah. And it's trying to do a pull, but as soon as I'm on the front, it's like whether I take it easy or whether I'm trying, it's like, oh, everybody sits up and go, yeah, this is too easy, off we go.
Nah, dude. The problem is you're usually so toast from slingshotting around the group because you just, I don't know, it's like, you're, so what we're trying to train here is that feedback loop with you. Okay, here's a wheel. I'm not going to move past it. I'm not going to drop off of it. I'm going to, you just got to modulate your power.
Yeah.
And, part of it is if you drop off the back, it's okay to, make a little sprint, come up beside, and then, try to feather back in. Part of your issue, and I've seen you do it on Zwift, is you'll fall off and you'll just hold this wattage expecting to get on, when if you would just put in a small 2-second dig, you're back in the group.
Really.
But I say that not knowing that you've been pegged for 30 minutes.
Help? Does that help with maintaining your gap in a breakaway? If you've got a rider chasing you down, like making 2-second digs rather than trying to hold a wattage, resting briefly on the downhill, then going at VO2 again.
Well, so it's all about the context, right? Like, like right now, you're 10 meters off the back. You're doing some silly ass wattage that doesn't put you on my wheel quick enough. You're gonna spend more energy because it's all about power times duration.
Mind you, I haven't tried doing sprints because I figured that I catch up, I can modulate the power once I caught up again.
Yeah, I mean, dude.
Yeah, I know. All right.
One of these days, I'm just gonna, it's just, keep it simple, just, if I'm falling off the back, I want to get back on as quick as possible.
Yeah.
I don't play this math game. And maybe you should try this. It's dangerous, but it's the Gearin way. When you do a Zwift race, sit on the last wheel and that's the wheel you sit on. Don't try to position yourself in the group. Just sit on that wheel.
Yeah.
All right, I'll let you go through.
Let me sit on your wheel for a bit.
Okay.
Because I think I'm just getting... I'm just trying to iron out the little... spiky, but I'm in your wheel. Yeah, there it is. So I did the slingshot hook. Too much, too little, too much. And then it throws me off the back. Okay. It's like a pendulum effect that increases.
Well,
what I was doing back then. I'm not blaming B-Core.
I'm going to blame you, dude. I'm sorry. Like, if you suck at Zwift drafting, you're going to suck at this.
Yeah.
Just because you're in the draft in Zwift doesn't mean you're drafting, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Gearin should just offer classes how to become like the Zwift drafting pro.
got it.
All right, so I'm chilling at like 260, okay?
Right.
So,
Oops.
all right, well,
Yeah. No. Oh. Not an attack. We're going to fall outside of our time, aren't we?
what's
Or did you want to complete it in under 130? Or under
well,
1?
yeah, well, 130 would be cool.
Or 5 minutes off that, I think.
What's our average speed?
37.9 kilometers.
All right.
What's your average power?
277.
315.
But like I said, all my stats are skewed because I was sitting there.
Yeah.
So like my average speed is 35.3.
But given that you'll be able to put out less for the same speed, and my throwing watts all over the place being silly for the kind of the graph, that's the sort of difference we'd expect to see, and subsequently say, were I to get it right, surely.
Well, you know, my average power is probably, you know, for the time that we've been riding, it's probably closer to 290 than 277 because, you know, it's counting, you know, 10 minutes of time of me sitting there doing nothing. You know, that's killing my average.
The landscape's changing a bit.
Yeah. So, my theory is it actually uses geographic references for mapping the terrain.
Yeah.
So, like this.
That's what it used.
Huh?
That's what it used to do.
Yeah. So, it's, you know, we went through like a little tiny town, and if you were to ride this in real life, there'd be a little tiny town.
Oh, it does that. Okay. No, it didn't used to do that.
Yeah, because like I've noticed like where you would go through, you'd be like, there'd be like water, like you'd be along like the ocean, and then, you know, in real life, sure enough, man, there's the ocean.
Oh, cool.
So, you know, not enough people know about this game. I mean, it's the fact that we're not going to cross the same reference point, you know, one more time.
Yeah.
In the constantly changing gradient, it just keeps it legit. I didn't mean to do that.
Oh, me neither. Damn it.
Alright, I'll pull it like.
I'm beginning to miss my breakfast.
Why'd you eat breakfast? I told you.
Oh, I want to.
Oh my god. I thought you wanted to be a real cyclist, buddy. You gotta read and listen to all the podcasts. Because there's some kind of weird thing that goes on your body, and it's not cramping, you know, it's that something.
No, I can throw, you know, a steam train driver, all the guys next to him shoveling coal into this furnace.
Yeah.
yeah, that doesn't matter what you chuck in there once it's started,
Well,
for the most part.
like I said, just have a sports drink.
Yeah.
Would you eat like oatmeal or porridge?
Yep. Muesli with granola, maybe with a banana on top.
You know, that's like what you're not supposed to eat.
Really?
Yeah. It's like me eating donuts.
How is it?
So, what you should be eating, ideally, is like, and this is not like, you wouldn't eat this like right before a ride. You know, you're supposed to eat protein, fat and protein.
Yeah. That's my whole fat.
So,
The whole fat. No?
yeah. Bleh. You know, it's funny, as I told you at the beginning of the ride, like, yo, don't push at FTP.
Oh yeah. I don't know why I'm doing this. I go easy. It's all that talk about. It's all that talk about time.
I know. Like, I turned this into a race.
Yeah. I'm resting now.
Okay. So, I'm going to pull it like 320, 330, just to kind of give you a reference point. So, when I did the course, and it was like, I did it in like 138 or 139, I just averaged 300 watts, or I averaged like 309.
Okay.
So, you know,
I'm
I
at
think
315 at the moment, and it's average. It's going up. So like normalised power is 320. So at least that's in ballpark.
so like right now, you should just like put in like a, you know, a little tiny dig. You know, just jump on that wheel, even if you come crossed. And then, you know, when you feather into it, maybe the feathering process takes 5 to 10 seconds.
Yeah.
But
That's 10 seconds. I'm not spent at VO2 max. So it's already hot in this garage. It feels really stuffy.
putting out all those BTUs, man.
It's supposed to be cooler in the morning.
It's gonna be warm here tomorrow.
What are we talking?
Well, it's gonna be 78 degrees. I don't know what
Okay.
that's in Celsius. Probably 20 something, right?
Yeah. Oops, that's a bit too heavy. I don't know what I'm doing. Well, there's a lake there. I'd like to go swim in it. How far off do you reckon non-linear bike riding with steering would be on Zwift? So if you wanted to select a mountain bike and literally just turn off the course and either find a trodden trail or just ride off the landscape just for giggles. If you get stuck, you get stuck. Or is that never going to be a thing?
You mean like, wait, what? So, say that again.
Do you think having a non-linear riding experience on Zwift is realistic? Where in certain areas, maybe not off the side of the Alp, but you could just like switch over to a mountain bike and just go riding off road. Whether there's a
never. Yeah, that would be wild.
So what was the racing experience like on this?
It depends. So like, the biggest race I've been in was like 25 people. And it was during like the Tour of Flanders kind of series they had. And you would, it's just a mixed bag. Like, I one time was in a race with a guy that did like, average like 5.5. Just fucking, just decimated. Like
real life. 5'5". Probably got the be cool.
He's probably on a be cool trainer. But like, we hit the, hanging in his draft. I'm like, oh, okay. I was like, this is gonna suck when we hit the climb, because I was like around 300 watts. I was like, oh, I don't know. And we hit the climb, and he just, boom. And of course, I was restricted to a single chain ring, so that made it worse. But even if I had like, a granny gear to get me up that thing, I wasn't gonna beat him. He just like exploded. So because of like the nature of the course, it's, and just how many people are in the race, it's you typically just kind of end up by yourself once it hits the climb, unless you choose to like ride with somebody.
Right.
Because, it's like, yeah, so it would.
So you've done it the once, so.
I've done it. Oh, I've done like 3 or 4 or 5 or 6, somewhere around there. I've done a number of them. It's just the Tour of Flanders was like the most populated.
Right.
But I'm sure they're more populated now. It's just because of my whole change in time. No one's riding at this time on Zwift nor Be Cool.
Nice.
So like,
what about RGT though? With the braking and all that business, is that not worth looking at?
It's fun. But unfortunately, like, so I did that, that 1.0 ITT, which wasn't an ITT, right?
Yeah.
That sucked. It was nice though, because like the braking, if you're smart about it, or either if you're smart or dumb, right? So
yeah,
some people would try to, save themselves. Like, okay, here's a turn. They're going to turn off the gas, early, and then they're going to apply the pedal late. So if you power through it, which is totally inefficient, you can gain time. You know, there's that pro and con, right? Like,
Right.
you're gonna.
So it's basically like boost mode.
Yeah, in a sense, like,
Well,
yeah. So, you know, there's that, and then, and I haven't raced on it since. Like I said, mostly because, dude, no one's on this time. You know,
Yeah.
like I said, even Swift Racing, there's like nothing.
You're in the wrong country, mate.
Well, nah, dude, it's the fact that if you're riding at 10 o'clock at night, there ain't gonna be no races. That's like 2 o'clock my time. There's nothing then. Like, all the races revolve around the European, like, continent.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's...
You disappeared.
Huh?
You disappeared.
I did?
Yeah, you disappeared, and then we're... Oh, weird. Okay, you're back.
Oh, yeah, no, I think it's just a little graphical mix-up. Yeah.
So, yeah, mostly in granola, that's not conducive to my riding then.
No.
I thought that
So,
a bunch of oats, bit
So-
of quick release in there, dried fruits.
so the funny thing is, when you read like the food journals and stuff,
Yeah.
oats aren't really good for you. They like there's nothing in them other than fiber that's a value. They're just like empty calories, and they can cause inflammation.
Uh-huh.
So
I thought they were carbs. They're
They
not
are.
carbs.
they are carbs, but you're just, you know, you're better off with like, if you're gonna ride, you're better off with like a sports drink, because at least it's not gonna cause inflammation.
Will that inflammation only be in some people?
I
Right.
think it's
I
in
can't-
it's in a lot of people. So here's the thing. Whew. We'll have to slow down. My long day's starting to catch up with me. So gluten, you know, wheat, bad
Yeah.
bad for you, right?
Yeah.
And right. And you know what Toby's gonna say? Yeah.
Well, no, Toby would say wheat in itself, no. What we do to it, or have been done to it, yes, it's now bad for us.
Well, it'd be interesting to see how that theory holds out, because, you know, they're saying, okay, you know, with selective breeding, you know, gluten is a favorable product of wheat. You know, to keep spread together, allows you to do a lot of stuff with bread. So gluten,
Yeah,
you know,
There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that in itself. People who are gluten intolerant aren't necessarily gluten intolerant. It's usually a side effect of having a combination of a whole bunch of other stuff, which culminates and seems to point towards gluten. It's like lactose. Well, lactose is just a sugar, but because of the amount of sugar you've got in your diet, this is no way the scientific finding, but I think they point to this much more eloquently than I am, being a non-expert. But from the source that looked into it, it's not the lactose itself, or the gluten itself, or the wheat itself. It's what's done with it, or what it's had in parallel, or the cumulative effect of the diet that we follow. Like, everything is carb focused, everything is sugar,
oh yeah, but
everything is the process. It's got to come somewhere.
all right, I can tell you this. So my family's gluten intolerant. Like,
Right,
if
okay.
if they have gluten, they get the shits and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Not me. I can eat gluten like handfuls. But
Yeah.
I don't get the shits. But what I do get is I become lethargic. And
Yeah.
it was always like, like that was just always something that I just kind of associated with food. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna eat some food. I'm gonna feel tired because, I'm gonna get like what they term as like brain fog, right?
Right.
But my wife's like, babe, that's gluten. I'm like, whatever. And then we have our daughter, and I'm like, okay, I'll be gluten free at home. And
Yeah.
dude, I feel like a million times better. And then, of course, like I still eat gluten, like all the hamburger with a regular bun and stuff, because gluten-free bread sucks. And man, Mr. Sleepy comes along, and it's the same thing with anything else. Like, I don't feel 100%, and my brother's done the same thing, and he's just like, oh wow, but we just love bread too much. It's
But the thing is, were you to make your own bread at home, where it's got everything in it,
no.
it hasn't had to be taken out the flour, let's say more wholemeal, and it might be a different story. Or to give you an idea, this is sort of illustrating what I was saying. I'm not saying that you must be doing something wrong by any means, because I'm not saying it's not a thing, but at all. I'm just wondering whether something has a contributory factor that would seem to point to one thing. Like, for instance, if my turbo goes on my car, it's not necessarily the fact that the turbo's worn out and broken, replace it with new. There might be a problem further up the fuel line, throwing debris and crap into the turbo, causing it to break. In Egypt,
Dude.
They fruit, and there was a case of high diabetes. They were drinking nothing but fruit juices, but because they're squeezing maybe 20 oranges into a glass, the quantity that they're drinking is higher, and they're discarding all the fibres and everything that's naturally occurring in an orange, which helps the body to break up everything that's in that orange. So they just get this massive sugar spike, and the body can't deal with it. So it's often overloading the body's ability to break down, just because you're chucking so much at it.
So one thing to go along with the gluten thing is, if you read up on like, and I looked at his articles, and there's actually a ton out there. I didn't realize it, but the guy from Fast Talk goes into depth about the science as to why wheat in itself is like super bad for you.
Okay.
And it doesn't boil down to like what I'm talking about as far as like, oh, I feel like shit because of in all reality, it's like you're absolutely right. You're gonna have like an insulin response, right? Because wheat, when you have bread and stuff, like white bread, that's just a simple sugar, right? So of course that's gonna spike. But the main issue with it is what it does when it's in your intestines, and what it causes how your body to react. And essentially what it does is those like little pores in your intestine that like let in the nutrients. Well, the wheat keeps the doors open on that. So it literally lets like the shit just fall in. And then your immune system has to go after that. And then as a result, like, you have inflammation. So if you constantly introduce wheat into your body, you're going to have chronic inflammation, which is, how our body adapts to anything. It's our immune system. So, if you want to be a better cyclist, you want to reduce the amount of inflammation on your body. Only keep the inflammation related, to cycling. That way, the body can adapt. So that's kind of like what he was talking about.
And I'm not discrediting that at all. But what I would say is, as with so many studies, they're of one type of thing. I like my coffee, but when there's a study of the effect of caffeine and coffee intake is ever made, they never differentiate between ground coffee and instant, and they are two completely different products. When you're talking about bread that you buy in a shop, it's produced, risen, everything about it is made. They even add sugar to it to speed up the process. Bread doesn't have sugar in it. Bread has wheat germ in it, which causes it to go stale after a day. That's removed, sold to farmers to feed to their pigs. So the one good thing about bread is taken out of it. The bread now goes mouldy before it goes stale. It's not the same product as it once was. So when we're doing the study of bread and the effects on the body, what are we talking about? Are we talking about one that you make for yourself from stone ground flour with everything in it, like the good old days? Because I promise you there's a world of difference between the effect of one on the body and another.
Well, yes, but that's kind of at the macro level. So what he talks about is the micro level. So he talks about the foundation of wheat.
Right.
So, if you're interested in just nerding out on his weird nutrition stuff, there's a...
geo-modified wheat, though?
Huh?
Is that geo-modified wheat?
So...
Modified for height and...
I would just refer you to, look up the episode on Fast Talk, because it's a good listen, like whether or not you choose to eat wheat or not, like I do. I mean, it's like, it's kind of like one of those things I'm like, I'll have it once every, couple weeks. And it's because I enjoy it. And it's like with anything, Like if I ate bread every day, I would not enjoy bread the way I do, so everything in moderation. So,
Give the body time to recover as well, because let's face it, you and I aren't going to go to a mill and buy stone ground flour and make a loaf every day.
Oh,
the
dude,
stuff we buy
I
is
wish.
packet. The stuff we buy has sugar in it. It has excess of a mess. So really, yeah, the studies are valid because that's what we have. But even that, the processes are different from one country to another, which muddies the water again. It's super frustrating when when you're making sacrifices in one area and you realise actually you're going through all that hassle and it's been counterproductive in other ways.
For real.
But like you say, I think your approach is right, absolutely, where do everything in moderation. If wheat has that effect on you, limit it, find an alternative. I mean, at the moment, one of the reasons, or two of the reasons why, for instance, our meat-free diet or plant-based diet is so healthy is that it's less processed compared to meat, who are fed all sorts of offal and crap, which would have an immediate effect on the meat, but at least it can keep up the demand.
Oh, I totally agree. Yeah, they put antibiotics in that shit.
Yeah. I mean, if everybody was to follow a plant-based diet, it'd be a different story. The chickpea would not have anywhere near the amount of protein in it. Even look at iceberg lettuce. It's green. That's all it's got.
For real.
What is an iceberg lettuce? Why does that exist? Because people want to stick it on the burger and make them feel good about themselves.
Oh, dude.
On a day.
I put it in my taco salad, so it just for me, it's just fiber. It's just like filling. There's zero. It's just a stomach sweeper.
Yeah. I didn't even think there was fibre in lettuce.
Well, if there's nothing to be absorbed and you can't process it, it's just gonna push whatever through. Gosh, what was I thinking? Oh, hey, so do you make your own bread?
We started to, yeah, it's getting hold of yeast at the moment.
So,
I'm
have you
going to do while I'm off.
have you ever made bread in a Dutch oven?
I have not.
Okay, so the simplest, best bread that I've ever made is all it is flour, wheat. Wait, so it's flour, water, and yeast. I think I haven't made it in a long time. It's very simple, and salt.
Yeah.
And all you do is it's a no knead bread.
Yeah.
And so you put it in there and you put it in the Dutch oven and you put that in the oven and voila, like look it up, just look for like Dutch oven bread. It's so easy and so delicious.
When you said no need, I did see something on YouTube about that. My mum in Germany ordered me Paul Hollywood How to Bake book. He's off British celebrity chef, one of these baking program things. And but he's less shouty and more not only teaching you how to do something, but even the science behind it. His book is really interesting. It's about the only book I've read the foreword of.
Oh, nice.
And it was saying that you do this with the wheat, I would do this with the flour, because what it will do is this, that, and the other, and it will have this effect, and will lead to this result. Fascinating. It's like reading a chemistry book. And as somebody said in one of the YouTube videos, well, I think he is a chemist. I think he's like got a doctorate in chemistry. And in the book he said, what I love about baking is it's applied science, or applied chemistry rather. And I thought, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And what I like about it is his bread. It's so simple, and in that way, the same with cycling, they really do it. It's so simple, and yet gives such great rewards. It's an escape, and the less complicated something is, the more of an escape it can be. And I think we just overcomplicate our lives at the moment. I can't even sit down and watch TV without some internet or signal issue, or wondering whether to watch Amazon Prime or Netflix, or it's like, oh, this is stressful.
For real, man.
Now I've got too many bikes. Oh no, what bike am I going to get? Oh no, my power meter isn't syncing.
Oh yeah.
Not really in the sky.
That's a legit issue though.
Yeah. Totally legit.
I'm gonna let you press on. Yeah.
My average down to 303.
And that's why you're putting on the watts, huh?
Oh no, 320 under 330.
Yeah, you still got Matt's ride today, buddy.
So Dan Button will do a race this morning at 5.0. Join Matt's racing to 5.0 again.
Just drop your weight down to 65. No one will know.
Sorry?
Just
Oh,
drop
me drop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ow, ow, ow. So, does it bother you about Strava's latest move?
Nah, I don't care.
Normally. I'm paying for Strava. Do what they got to do to survive and be athlete focused. I don't care.
Yeah, man, it's up to
I'd rather,
them.
I'd rather see a continuation of where things have been going for the last 2 months than we're all crying out for features. Wahoo blue line nonsense on a map. So what the hell is this? That's an update, is it? Or something along those lines. So I'm quite happy with the way things are going. It's easily worth my £4 a month. Well, because you pay monthly, pay yearly.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Works out at £3 a month. I mean, flipping it, my windsock charges £3. That's a one-man outfit. Telling you what your CDA is through clever algorithms and other things on a ride and how strong a wind was. Useful information, like, well, I don't know, but, well, you probably know about it anyway, don't you? It's nice to be able to look at what the wind situation was like on that time you're chasing.
Oh, I use a free program.
There's a free one.
Yeah, I have it linked
What's
up
that?
to. I'll take a look at it. I have it synced up to Golden Cheetah.
That's cool. Oh, what's that free pedal analysis program? A motion sync or something?
I don't know.
Is that what you use?
Huh? The video one?
Yeah.
Oh, it starts with a K. I don't know. Kineo or something.
Okay.
Whew. My body's tired. It wants to take a nap.
Yeah. So.
We got this little hill.
Do you want me to send you the fit files?
Oh no, you're good. Yeah, I mean, you've kind of realized what's going on. I mean,
Yeah, remember this is the first you'll record since I adjusted my 2%.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you want to send it to me, sure. I can't say I'll look at them right away because I haven't been on my computer in a while.
Well, what I'll do is I'll try and do what you showed me. I can come back to you then.
I like how your internet breaks up, and Be Cool's like, he's 36 meters behind you.
Yeah.
Balls. Oh, and you're turning it on.
Oh, so- Is that the finish?
Huh?
Is that the finish before the cooldown?
No. It's just, we gotta go through the velodrome first. You know, like the real Paris-Roubaix.
Oh, the cobbles have been a hard work, I tell you.
So do you get haptic feedback on the cobbles in this game?
I don't know about this game. I haven't come across the cobble.
Oh, okay. If there was cobbles. I mean, if there was a course for cobbles, it would have been this one, right?
Yeah.
Whew.
If this is geo plotted, it's not going to have all that business on it, is it? So what's my We should have started at this pace. What's wrong with this pace? And it went up to 400 now.
Yeah,
That's
well,
we definitely need to work on our negative split.
yeah, I'm okay with this.
Yeah, this is fine, but we should have started with this.
I blame you.
Like
I blame
plowing
you.
through time.
That, and I was like, all right, oh, actually, what is our time?
I got 4 minutes left.
How long elapsed?
1:33.
Huh. Okay. So perfect. Like,
Yeah,
Okay.
under
Okay.
140.
yeah, we're totally gonna beat my time.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. So, so there's days where we can just say, all right, we're gonna try to beat our old time,
Yeah.
and just get stronger that way.
At least we've got a time on the map now.
Yeah, for real. I'm just.
Shame we can't load up our ghosts.
You know, there's ghosts in this game. I'll have to see.
Is it-
So I swear they had ghosts. Like that was
Yeah.
a feature like forever ago.
Yeah. I'm sure they did.
But I don't know if it's available in like the live session. We'll see. That'd be cool though, wouldn't it? Whew. I'm just gonna Peter Sagan you at the end.
Okay.
I'm kidding, I ain't sprinting. I don't want to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning with a massive cramp.
I'm not sprinting either. Might make a half-ass stick, but I'm not going all out.
Oh no, I ain't sprinting. I ain't even gonna even push hard.
Oh, outside. I got to. Turns out it's nothing major, but I got to nearly 750 per minute. I think in total that was with a sprint.
Was that
And holding 15
was,
seconds.
was that on your Neo?
No.
I'm playing.
That was on the look and getting a King of the Mountain. Or reclaiming my. Well, what I'd already had. Oh, I don't know. Where are you off to? I'm really not paying attention. What's happened to all the graphics? It's like they've given up.
What? Neom.
Graphics are appalling. I'm driving through walls.
Oh no, dude, you totally jumped it. Bunny hop.
Hi.
I swear I heard you change gears back there.
Yeah, I dropped off behind you. Going into an easy again.
Wow. Rockstar.
That's 1-star rating.
I'll give it a 4. Oh.
Oh, my foot hurts.
Actually, I'll give it a 5. Yeah.
Ow.
Oh. Dude, thank you. There's like a pool of sweat for me.
No, that's good fun. There's no way going to be up at that sort of time in the morning. But according to the normalised power was 308 on the Garmin from the Neo, and I averaged 303 apparently on vehicle. Not that that's necessarily scientific, but I led up to gold cheats to all that stuff.
Oh, that's super close.
Is the little Babs still sleeping?
Mm-hmm. Oh, to the best of my knowledge. My wife said she's going to wake me up here soon,
yeah.
So...
Oh. Do you take it to go and tend to its needs, or do you try and ignore it for a while, trying to teach it that you come at certain times and...
At this point you can't, because they're so...
A bit early for that.
Well, so when they're waking up and they're crying, it's because they're hungry, and you have to feed them because their stomach is so small. So they have to eat like every couple hours, otherwise they're gonna lose weight.
Yeah.
So when they get older and their stomach gets bigger, then they should be like sleeping like 4 to 6 hours, and eventually, like in a couple months, they'll be, they can sleep a full 10 hours and not have to eat. But for a couple weeks, it's gonna be like this.
18 hours and sleeping until midday.
Oh my gosh.
That's the dream, right?
That's the dream.
I mean, when they're 18 and over.
Oh. Yeah. Well, our kids wake up at our daughter wakes up at 6:30 always. Yeah. So that's something no matter what, I'll be waking up, I'll only be getting 6 hours of sleep.
Tough life, isn't it?
Yeah, it is what it is, but I'm sure you have the same issue with your guinea pigs, they're
Oh,
crying.
absolutely.
You have to go feed them.
You have no idea. You know, just known for one thing, and that's oh, you're the guy who brings in food. And if you dare walk outside just for your own giggles, you hear no end of screaming like it wants. Even if it's just been fed, it wants half the lawn to it when you come back. I know exactly what you're going through.
Oh, that's hilarious.
No, my wife, Natasha, her younger brother is